You are welcome to our lesson. It's a primary 6 class that we are going to be discussing its content, and we are continuing with our workbooks discussion. Today we are beginning our lesson from page 59. That is where we pick the heading mineral resources. To remind you, we are still looking at the resources that are in East Africa. So we are going to look at minerals as the resources. Remember these ones, we talked about them under what we call natural resources. So we are going to look at minerals as resources, and we shall be looking at how are these minerals important to us and every other thing that we are going to talk about. So one thing we are going to look at is we need to understand some of the terms that we are having there. We are having on that page 59, we have the terms like minerals. What is a mineral? And here we are saying a mineral is a valuable substance that occurs or that is found in the earth's crust. Or we begin with a mineral. Before we go to mining, a mineral is a valuable resource. A valuable resource, meaning something with value. A valuable resource that occurs in the earth's crust. Earth's crust. Now, when it comes to these minerals, we shall also be able to tell that these minerals occur naturally and they need to be got. They need to be extracted, and that extraction is what we are going to term as mining. So the second term we are having here under minerals is mining. Now, what is mining? We shall be saying mining is the extraction of minerals from the earth's crust. From the earth's crust. Or we can simply say mining is the extraction of minerals from underground. That is another simple way. Or we can simply say mining is the extraction of minerals from where they exist. Can also be correct. So that is another term that we needed to understand before we continue or as we go with our discussion. We have to look at the types of minerals. The types of minerals, we are going to be looking at mainly 3 types of minerals. We have, let's have the heading, types of minerals. We are going to have 3. We shall have metallic minerals. So we are having 3 types of minerals on the board. The first we have it called non-metallic minerals, and then we have metallic minerals, non-metallic, and then we have fuel minerals. And we are going to be looking at the examples of these minerals. But before that, we need to understand what do we mean by metallic minerals, what do we mean by non-metallic minerals, and what do we mean by fuel minerals. To begin with, the metallic minerals are those minerals that need or that require strong heating for them to melt. So we shall be able to say the metallic minerals are minerals that require strong heating for them to melt. Strong heating for them to melt. For example, we have minerals like copper, we have manganese, zinc, and then we have gold, among others. So we'll find that these minerals for them to be processed, they need strong heating. And then we shall come to look at what we call non-metallic minerals. These are minerals that require simple heating for them to melt. Simple. They don't require a lot of heating. For example, we have phosphates, limestone, salt, clay. Look at salt. What do we need for it to melt? Clay. So you find that these ones do not require strong heating for them to melt. And then we have the fuel minerals. These are the ones that include the coal, natural gas, oil, and ignite. We have a table that is on page 60, which summarizes the minerals that are mined in East Africa, the place where they are mined from, and then we have the products which are made from that mineral. We have the first mineral, that is copper, and a place we have Kilembe, that is in Kasese, and then we have the products. We have copper coins, these ones that we use for 500. You'll find that when you look at that coin of 500, you'll find that I believe I have one here. That is the one, oh my God, sorry, I did not move with one. I thought I had it. I would show you that copper coin, but you have it. That coin of 500, you'll find that one is a copper coin. It's made up of copper. Then we have electric wires, these ones that transmit electricity, and then we have bullets, the ones that are used by guns. Those ones are also made up of copper. Then we have some trophies, these ones that people use in sports. You find we have these golden ones. They are made up of copper. We go to cobalt, also from Kilembe in Kasese, which can be used for making the jet plane engines and can also be used for making the brake systems. And then we have the surgical blades and then artificial body parts. For example, we have people who go for, that's what they call plastic surgery. People who go to add on bums, whatever, the hips, those ones there. So such minerals are the ones that are used. Then we have got limestone, that we say that even as limestone for us in Uganda is mined from Tororo, that is in Osukuru Hills, and this limestone is used to make cement. Sometimes children mess up. Children think the mineral itself is cement. No, cement is a product which is made from the mineral that we call limestone. And we are saying in Uganda, it's mined from the Osukuru Hills, that is in Tororo district in eastern Uganda. We have phosphates also, still from Tororo. We are having this used for making artificial fertilizers. Those are the phosphates. And then we have crude oil that we say was discovered from Lake Albert. Even when we were in primary 5, we learned about crude oil from Lake Albert. And this crude oil is used for making petroleum products, like we have petrol itself, diesel, then we have paraffin that we can also call kerosene, and then we have plastics which can also be made from this crude oil. Then we have salt. Salt in Uganda, we say it's mined from Lake Katwe, that is in western Uganda, and then we also have Lake Magadi in Kenya, and then we have soda ash, which is used for making glasses. Soda ash for making glasses, and this we get it from Lake Magadi in Kenya. And we have diamond from the Shinyanga in Tanzania near Mwadui, and this one can be used for making products like even padlocks, nails. We have those diamond nails. So those are the products. We have gold, which is mined from Karamoja, that is in the Kotido district, in the Karamoja sub-region, that is northeastern part of Uganda. And this gold can also be used for making gold medals, also trophies, ornaments, watches, we have them used. Coal, used for making fuel from Mbeya in Tanzania. And then we have the asbestos, used for making the iron sheets for roofing, the iron sheet that people use for roofing houses. And then the water pipes, you have those water pipes They are made up of those ones which are, for us we say they are metallic. They are made up of that mineral that we call asbestos. We have the symbol there which shows a mine, symbol of a mine. It's the one which is shown. It's different from a quarry. Sometimes we mess up for the mine. On that page 60 gives us the diagram which shows what we call a mine. Of course, a mine, that is an area where that mining takes place, where that extraction of that mineral takes place. Now, we have the mine represented by having these tools up, which are used in mining. Whereas, when we have the tools represented when they are down, that one is a quarry. Of course, we know a quarry is that place where stones are broken into smaller ones, which are used for different activities like construction, among others. So we need to be able to tell the difference between a mine and then a quarry. A quarry has the tools represented down, whereas a mine has the tools which are, facing up. Let's go to the types of mining, because we said mining deals now with extraction. Let's look at how these minerals are extracted from where they exist, from the earth's crust, as we said. Types of minerals. Now, these types of mineral, the types of mining, not minerals. We need to talk about types of minerals here. These ones are supposed to be mining. We are going to look at the methods used in mining, whereby in these methods we would have them categorized into two. We have the modern methods of mining, and then we have those traditional ones, or the traditional methods of mining. So we are going to have the local mining, and then we shall have this very local is what we call traditional mining. Local or traditional mining. Traditional mining. And then we shall also be having what we call modern mining, or the modern type of mining. So we have got two types of mining. Now, the local mining deals with the use of simple tools for extracting the minerals, and these minerals are the ones that exist near the earth's surface. You find that it can be a method which is good to get minerals like gold. Sometimes you find people just dig the surface from nowhere, then they begin getting the minerals. Of course, that one gives us the methods under local mining. Now, under local mining, we have methods like panning. That is the one that is used when they are extracting salt. Like if you visited Lake Katwe, you'd find that that is what happens. It's what we call panning. So you'll find they get the salt. That one is within. And then we have what we call open cast mining. I was talking about open cast used in mining minerals like iron ore, coal, and also minerals like coal. You find that one is for minerals which are near the earth's surface. And then we have quarrying method. Quarrying method, like we are looking at the other one of stones, as we were talking about, breaking stones into smaller particles, which can be used for other purposes, among others, construction. Those are the ones that we use. Coming to modern methods, on that very page 61, gives us the minerals which are found deep underground. This one is used for getting minerals that are deep underground. For example, we have what we call deep shaft method, or sometimes we call it underground method. You'll find that this is the one whereby the minerals are extracted deep underground through the construction of shafts down there, and then they will be able to get to get the minerals. And then we have drilling method, that is what we call drill method, whereby we shall find the minerals, and this one is mainly used for mining liquid minerals. They will be asking you which method of mining is good for extracting liquid minerals. That is drill method. Of course, it deals with the drilling, whereby pipes are also sent down there to pull or to extract the mineral from underground, and it's got up. So examples of minerals we have water, and that is when they are drilling a borehole, you'll find they use these pipes. And then petroleum products, petroleum as a mineral can also be used. And then we have what we call alluvial mining. That is the one which is used on alluvial soil or sand for getting the minerals. This joins the other one we call the other one that I talked of as the open cast. So you find that this one is for minerals which are within the soil, minerals which are just on the earth's surface. That is what we mean by alluvial mining. And then we have the submarine mining, whereby we look at the minerals which are found in rocks, that are found in those large water bodies like seas, oceans. You find they use what we call the submarine method. Now, we are going to look at how is mining important to a country. How is mining important to the countries of East Africa? Of course, we look at East Africa in our primary 6. So you will find that mining has a lot of advantages to the country. The first one says that it's a source of government revenue. It's a source of government revenue. We are now looking at the importance of mining. We may not be able to write all these points down since we already have them in our books. So the first one says mining is a source of government revenue. Now, how does it come? What do we mean by it being the source of government revenue? You will find that these mining companies are taxed and they pay taxes to the government. And if we are to remember when we were in primary 5, we say that the major source of government revenue is taxation. That is how the government gets its money. Taxation. That is taxing people. Then we have also mining providing jobs. For that we say mining is a source of employment to people. A source of employment. You will find that in the mining sector or in the mining area or at the mining site, you will find there are people who have, there are those that provide skilled labor and those that provide what you call unskilled labor. The ones with skilled labor are the ones who go for training to do that. They are the ones who go to school to learn on how to do that activity. And then we have the casual laborers. Those ones are the ones who go and provide the physical energy. They didn't train, so they are now helpers. Sometimes they call them porters. So those ones are the ones that provide what we call unskilled labor. So both groups of people are found at the mining site because they are needed there. So as a result, they are getting employed. Mining helps us to get raw materials. So we can simply say mining is a source of raw materials. What do we mean here? we were looking at the minerals and the raw materials, I mean the products which are made from them. We looked at copper. We looked at it being used for making things like copper wires, copper coin. So, which means, copper bullets, which means these raw materials, this copper, these minerals mined can be processed into other products. And since they are to be processed, then we shall call them raw materials. They are raw materials which are needed to be used to make other products. So, due to mining, it provides people with raw materials. And then mining also leads to the development of what we call infrastructure. It leads to the development of infrastructure. Infrastructure. For example, we have roads. Now, we need to understand that if mining takes place in an area, then automatically there is need to improve on the roads connecting to that mining site. Because people have to access the site, so they are going to improve on the roads and any other facilities like maybe hospitals in that area will be set aside, health centers rather, to provide care, medical care to people. So those are the things that form what we call infrastructure. It's because of that mining site that these things are going now to be developed. So we shall say mining leads to the development of infrastructure in an area. Infrastructure. That is the word. And then also we are saying mining leads to urbanization. It leads to urbanization and industrialization, which means it makes an area urbanized, an area grows. It will start having very many industries, very many factories, and it grows into a town. That is what we mean there. And then due to mining, it promotes tourism. People can visit the mining centers as they learn. Like for us, as the children in primary 6, we can be wanting this. We might need to visit a mining site. We see how do these people mine gold, how they get copper, how they get petroleum, crude oil. So you'll find that due to that, it promotes tourism. Now, those are the positive, those are the importance. Then we also need to look at the disadvantages. Disadvantages of mining. So we are going to look at how mining is a problem, how it will become a problem to that area. The first one we are saying, mining leads to pollution. Mining leads to pollution. It leads to pollution. Pollution is in very many ways. We can have what we call air pollution. That is when these machines that are used in extracting that mineral release that toxic gas into the atmosphere. That one becomes air pollution. Then also we have what we call noise pollution. Noise pollution, that is now noise which comes from these machines. Remember, these machines make noise, and such noise may not be good to one's health. So all that we put it under pollution, noise pollution, or we have also air pollution. We also have what we call water pollution. Remember that one's also there. Pollution simply means addition of toxic materials into the environment, into an area. Like now we are having that toxic gas being released by this industry, by these machines which are used, and it goes to to spoil the air which is in the atmosphere. So that is what we call pollution, addition of toxic materials into the atmosphere or environment. And then mining leads to soil, to land degradation. Degradation, one time we say this one simply means to lower the quality of something. So because of mining, it's going to lower the quality of land in that area. So we shall say it leads to land Degradation. It spoils the land. You find people now they dig everything everywhere, and as a result they spoil the land. If not, they are using these machines to disorganize the land, and you will find that it will degrade the land. And also it spoils the vegetation in an area. Spoils vegetation in an area. Remember, there is no way these people are going to just send a hand. Like if a mineral is an area, one cannot just send a hand to pull it out. They need to now dig. Like we are looking at methods like open cast method, which deals with digging that top part of the soil. So you'll find that before these people begin digging, if an area had maybe trees growing in it, vegetation was in that area, now they have discovered a mineral down. They are going to first begin by clearing this vegetation, then they begin now digging the soil. So as a result, it will spoil the vegetation which is in that area. And then the other problem is mining leads to displacement of people. It leads to displacement of people. What do we mean here? You will find that if a mineral has been discovered in an area where people have been staying, of course you may not be knowing that the mineral is in that area. We have these geologists that use that technology to get the mineral. So once they discover a mineral in an area and people have been staying there, the next step is people are going to be displaced. They are going to be sent away from that area, such that they now come and they begin putting their machinery that they are going to use. That is the question, that is the reason that will bring a question asking us that how is oil discovery in the Albertine region? When we talk of the Albertine region, we look at those areas near Lake Albert. How is the discovery of oil in the Albertine region maybe affecting the people who live there? Mainly those are the Banyoro. So you'll find that those people are displaced. How has it affected them? They have been displaced from their homeland. So they have to be relocated to other areas so that they can begin getting the minerals from their areas where they have been living. And then also, we shall say that mining promotes soil erosion. Like we talked of spoiling vegetation, therefore it can lead to erosion. Mining leads to soil erosion. And then finally in our book, we are saying mining leads to loss of lives. Remember, we have people who build like, we have like these ones who get the minerals which are deep down there. You will find as they build the mines, sometimes those mines can collapse and they bury people. So people can lose lives. That's why we are saying mining leads to loss of lives. Much as you have got a job, but if the mines collapse and they find you are down there, maybe trying to put something, of course you will be buried and you die. So that is what happens with the mining sector in the countries of East Africa. Not only in East Africa, when you come to primary 7, we shall be looking at mining in Africa as the whole continent. Still, we shall be talking of the same things here. So it's better for us to understand now so that when we go to P.6 Sst, it will be a walkover. We are going to look at 2-3 things remaining. One is we have the problems that are facing the mining industry in East Africa. Not only in Uganda, but you'll find that even in other countries like Kenya, in Tanzania, in Rwanda, in Burundi, they can be the same problems. So we are going to look at which problems are these that affect the mining industry. Which problems are these that hinder the mining industry? They don't make it to progress. The first one tells us that there are floods in the mines. I was telling you, these ones who dig down there, you'll find, you wake up tomorrow, you find the rain has collected, the water has collected, the floods. a problem. Two, the mines can collapse. As we are looking at loss of lives, these mines can collapse, killing people, and that definitely becomes a problem to the mining sector. And then also, we have what we call lack of enough minerals in an area to be exhausted or to be exploited. So you'll find that some places have minerals in smaller deposits. So you will find that it becomes difficult for people to bring machinery and they get a very small mineral. So inadequacy or lack of enough minerals in East Africa, if we are looking at East Africa. If we are talking about Uganda, we shall be talking about Uganda in particular. So we shall be answering these questions according to how they will be asked. And then also we have another problem of poor technology. Poor technology, we look at the machinery used may not be good to extract the minerals well. And then in addition to that, we have also lack of skilled labor, lack of skills by the people now who are to operate those machines. Those are two different answers. There is poor technology, meaning the machinery is not all that enough, all that okay. And then we have, even if the machinery is there, but the people who are to operate those machines do not have that knowledge. That is what we call lack of skilled labor. And then we also have inadequate funds, that is shortage of funds to invest in the mining sector or to be used in the mining. And then we have competition for market, lack of ready market for these minerals which are extracted. You will find that the countries, mainly like you find this country produces salt, then also produces salt, the other one is producing gold, then also has gold. So at the end of it all, you will find that countries producing the similar minerals or the same minerals may lack market for their minerals. And then also we have power failure, that is limited power supply. Sometimes you find that, of course, these machines need power. You find power may not be enough in that area. There is power shedding, and this becomes a problem. Now, having understood the problems, we are now going to look at the solutions. What should be done to address the problems that we have mentioned above? The first one says the floods can be controlled by draining, by draining machines. That is to overcome the other problem of floods. And then the collapses, the mines that can collapse, killing people, can be reduced by building pillars that support those walls. That is to overcome the problem of mines collapsing. And then also by buying more machinery, that is to improve on the problem or to address the problem of poor technology. And then we have training people on the mining skills. People should be taken for training so that they get to know how to mine. They get to know how to operate these machines, and they will be able to have the machines and they get the minerals. Then the one of shortage of funds should be addressed by having borrowing loans from relevant bodies like for us in East Africa, we have the East African Development Bank that we say it helps the member countries, that is the East African community countries, to access loans at a subsidized cost or rate. So we need also to understand that. And then the other one of power shortage can be reduced by constructing more power stations that will supply enough power in the country, so that this problem of power will be constant and the mining will be going on well without any interruptions. So for that, we come to the end of our discussion. In the next lesson, we are remaining with the factors to be considered in the mining of a mineral. That one, I think we shall be looking at that later on. For now, I thank you for being part of this lesson. Goodbye.